Hey, owner. I've met him again, but I'll take it again. Look here, man. I used to run with this guy. What's his hand shaking, man? The other side of the coin. Well, I'm just doing that hotel with land. I just use that as an excuse to get the pictures up. And he's talking about another generation. He forgets I'm old enough. I never got any little girl where she was. She had me, and then she went to prison. Left me stuck out on the road by myself, man. Use the handball camp. Very big. Where's it at? I haven't seen it. There? Somebody here knows Dr. Bulldog knows Dr. in California. And tied him around a tree and then run off. Wasn't that Southern California? Yeah, that's right. Well, how'd he get 11 for it? He got 5. He's the man in heaven. Grab that mic. Yeah. So, we end up with the doing stuff here, and just you're unplugged. I don't mind.
I won't.
They don't mean anything anyway.
Why? Give me involved.
To who?
To those involved.
Yeah, how do I know? It looks like it could be anything.
Well, we got searched like anybody else. Don't think all this stuff doesn't get through somebody's hands or a magnetometer.
Well, he's wired into that mic so he can't move.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Can we take that mic off so we can move?
Move very far with the guy.
Yeah. We're just kind of looking around.
Yeah, you guys always do things.
I don't.
Come on.
Well, show me your picture. And who's to say that one time around that you wouldn't know it anyway? If it's something like that.
Kitchen here in the hall and all that.
I can't get you wrong. But I do want to see this house. And what you basically do. Show me around.
Well, basically I work with another guy. He's not here now.
Yeah. Alone?
And then we clean the rugs.
On a group therapy session on rape.
Yeah.
And, worked out well. It's quite an experience for all. Turn religious?
Well, I'm going to return religious now.
Control people that write it. It's only there to read.
Yeah, see, you live in a world I don't know that much about. See? I know the hallways and the jails and the handball courts. I know the simple things. I know the spiders and what the lizards are thinking. And I see the birds, and I look over the fence, and I watch life go on in the world you live in. It's not the same world as the one I live in.
I realize that.
So, not to say it's bad or good or indifferent, but it just reaches the point of understanding that you know, and you've always known, as we all know, the same things that we all know.
So, you are religious in your own way?
Sure. In my way, yeah. I have respect for holy men. They're good men on the earth. Ristad is a good man. There's a lot of good men that I've met in my life that I have much respect for.
When you and Mel write a book, what are you going to talk about? What are you going to try to bring out in your book?
I never even thought of anything like that. I'd have to give that some thought. I was doing this on Mel's request. He wanted to write the book. I don't particularly care to explain nothing to you. I don't look up at you for any reason to bring my report card home anymore. Does that make sense?
Well, no, what I'm trying to find out is, what would you like to bring out in the book that can teach other people?
What can you teach other people?
That's what I'd like to know. What do you think you can teach other people?
That's what I'd like to know, too. I know how to be reborn and start all over. I start all over. I don't start all over with the same old, same old. I just start all over. Even though I might be old, I'm still brand new every day because I do one day at a time, just like that old convict used to tell me. Remember what he used to say that? One day at a time. So I've learned to live my life one day at a time.
Is there anything you think you can pass on that society really is missing and that you can tell them about?
Society knows when it wants to know. There's just a jellyfish who's only controlled by the people who want to move the sheep around. They don't tell them anything. Everybody knows that everybody's lying. Do you know anyone that tells the truth? Can you trust a lawyer? You can't trust a lawyer. You can't trust. Who can you trust? The President, Nixon, Watergate? Look at where your children are looking at it from. Who can they trust?
So you would try to tell parents something about raising children?
I would try to tell the children how to help the parents.
How?
By realizing that the parent child. Because he doesn't understand the child, but the child understands the parent. I've got to talk with little kids, they tell the truth. There's no lie in them.
What are you going to point out in the book if you bring that out? What would you like to point out?
You people are on your road going where you're going. If you don't want to stop from going where you're going, I'm not going to stop you. You know, you're going to your destruction, not mine. I've already established mine. You know, I've already went through mine. I've been judged. The judge gave me 9 life sentences.
But hold a minute. You really are. But in your philosophical talk, a lot of people won't, it'll go right over their heads. That's what I'm trying to say. Put it so they can understand it in lay language. Can we do that?
Well, it's sad all over, really. You know, it's hard for me to express how much sadness that I've went through to reach this point of understanding that I'm now talking to you from. How are you going to help somebody that don't want help? Hit them in the head and make them do it?
Will your book do that? Will you try?
Will I try?
To Explain that.
Will I try to help you people destroy me some more? Is that what you're saying?
No.
That's what I'm doing here.
Will your book help children? Help parents?
I don't know whether it would help anyone. I've never thought about that. You guys would have to show me what help is so I'd know what it is. You teach me, I'll learn. I'm just a little kid in mine. See, I've been in jail 30-some years. I never lived in the world outside. I'm like a little kid out there.
Will your life story help somebody else to understand how to proceed?
If it was possible to present everything that's came down in the last few years in a proper perspective, it would be advantageous to other people, I would imagine. But if they had eyes in their head and they could see under the bed, they'd see that the heads of lead and eyes of wood. It doesn't really matter because rubber fingers have taken the hand off of the universe anyway. The level of comprehension that you hold in your mind is only taught you by a school book that's in a sorority house. My father jumps off the Second World War in the ruptured ducks that were in the little pins in the buttons. In Section 8 in the nut woods, and all the people that have gone crazy.
Your father was crazy?
My father was all men that I've ever met in prison. Mel was one of my fathers. Creepy Carpus is another. I learned something from everyone. The captains, the wardens. I never missed anybody. I learned as much as I could from everybody I could get a hold of. And I've never met anybody that I couldn't learn something from. But now that I have learned what I've learned, I don't think you people want to know what I know. You wouldn't like it.
Why?
Well, because it's not very nice.
Well, why?
Because the people that you let run your lives aren't very nice. The people that govern you, the people that tell you people what to do, they're not good people.
Let me change the subject for a minute. You've been back on a job out of segregation for how long now?
I don't know. I got up and came out here today.
How long have you been working in the chapel?
I explained to you, I live one day at a time.
Right.
I don't have any other life outside one day at a time.
What brought you back into the mainline population?
What brought me back into the mainland? The preacher, with his love and respect and help, got me back on the main line.
After all that years of solitary, all those years of solitary and segregation, how is it?
Still right now I'm doing the same day I've always done. I've just had to bring it a long ways. But it's still today, and it's still a good day. And every day it gets a little better. No matter what you do to me.
Are you at peace with yourself?
Whatever that means, I never even thought about to ask myself if I was. I don't generally talk to myself. But I guess talking to yourself would be all right.
He said to me, you know,
You want a sound check from us?
I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
I want you to give this question a lot of consideration. You don't have to answer me now, but can you imagine what it would be like to be interrogated by the SS?
I don't know whether I can imagine it or not.
Think about it.
Oh, I know what their tactics are. Okay. Can I answer it after the interview?
There's no doubt about it, is there?
Can I answer it after the interview?
Very serious, isn't it?
Sure. Can I answer you after the interview?
No, you don't have to answer me. You can just think about it
I will.
in your everyday
Okay.
doing.
Let's talk about helter-skelter.